All right, welcome back. As you know, I love my visits to see Todd Director. He's the president of Connecticut Lighting. But I particularly love when we talk about Restoration Lighting Gallery. It's a department within Connecticut Lighting where they restore and repair lamps of all sizes.
Yes, and they also sell vintage pieces, or in my case, they created something really cool with like all the mic flags at the stations we worked at. They're amazing.
They really are amazing. It's all about Connecticut Lighting Centers in Hartford, where I went last week to check it all out. And let me tell you, it was the bright spot in my day. Todd Director, Connecticut Lighting, President, so excited to see you. You have taken me into a room that looks to me like anything but Connecticut Lighting. Where are we?
So this is the repair shop, the repair and restoration shop for our restoration and repair business.
Yes, restoration and repair work is a huge part of Connecticut Lighting's business. Take a look at this Art Deco lamp that came in.
You know, it's probably sitting in somebody's attic.
Yeah.
Or, you know, passed on from a generation. It needs to be fully restored, fully rewired.
Now, when you say restoration, I mean, I see rust on the pedal stool down there. You will redo all of that?
We absolutely will. And, you know, once we look over here, I'll show you kind of two examples, right? So these are both restored lamps, okay? This right here, we were able to totally strip and bring it back to its original finish. Obviously, there's some blemishes from it, you know, being aged.
Yeah, but it looks amazing.
But it looks great.
Not only do people bring in things to be restored and fixed,
we do all the restoration and repair through this part of our business. We also buy fixtures from different places, estate sales, everything else, if we see value in them, and we will refinish them and then sell them ourselves.
you should bring your older lamps to Connecticut Lighting not only for a refresh, but for a safety check as well.
And the other thing is too, just from a safety aspect.
Sure.
You know, if you're gonna buy something at an estate sale or whatever, the wiring is old, could potentially be a fire hazard. Anything that gets brought into here, even if it's just for a refinish, we don't let it out the shop door without being fully rewired.
Which is incredible. Let's get back to some incredible lamps of all sizes. Todd, they don't have to be huge pieces either. They can be something as simple as this candelabra or these candlesticks.
Yeah, exactly. This is all stuff that you know, David, who heads up our shop today, this is his work for the day. So he's getting through these today. Again, we have, you know, 2 matching table lamps that he's almost done finishing up for a customer. This one just came in. This has a pretty nasty crack right here that he's going to try to fill. That can be
repaired. Okay.
And see what he can do with it. And right. But yeah, so anything as it relates to, you know, new or vintage lighting. Again, the only hard part that's really tough for us to repair is like anything in today's day and age that would either be like a plastic or a resin. If it's a solid material like a brass or anything of vintage, of value.
And you know, a lot of these pieces, you're looking at some of the historical, it could have sentimental value.
Oh, absolutely.
And people bring in things that they think, oh, this is ready for the garbage, but it can be totally restored.
Exactly. If you look on the bench here, there's actually a piece back here. This is actually a vase. Okay.
Oh, nice.
This was somebody's vase that, you know, we found a base for, and we're able to make the vase into a lamp. So we also do a lot of that as well. And then, you know, just to give you an idea, when you look just in here, these are all different types of sockets.
Just sockets.
These are just sockets. These are rows and rows and rows and rows of sockets. So just for the different applications, I mean, the different finishes, you name it. I mean, these are literally basically a wall of sockets for your candelabra, chandeliers, and your different heights and your everything. So just the amount of parts and pieces that goes into this is just immense. And then this is just all the wire that we carry.
That's
just
incredible.
For this different stuff. So again, a lot goes into this, and you know, we're one of very few that still does this.
Now we're outside in the retail space. Todd, the shades are just incredible.
Incredible shades, and again, you know, we have a shade for every lamp, but one of the most important things that we talk about all the time, more goes into, you know, picking a shade than just the actual shade. And I'm going to show you some of the different parts and pieces that we can really help size with it. But it's always important that we tell people, bring your lamp in.
Bring your lamp in.
Bring your lamp in.
I mean, look at these. This is spectacular.
There's a mess of them. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You know, different sizes, different shapes. You know, drum shades again. Believe it or not, a lot of lampshades too are still made in the USA. So,
oh, that's good to know.
Yeah. So this is a good example of if somebody were to come in and bring their lamp without their shade or even with their existing shade.
Okay.
We start off by stripping the shade. We're going to take off the harp.
Okay.
These harps come in all different sizes.
Yeah.
So when we start to look for shades, typically what you want is you want your shade to fall just to about here, so then you don't see the socket assembly.
Got it.
Okay? So we try to size the harp to the proper shade to the actual base, and we put all that together, and then we always finish it off with a finial. And again, when it gets into finials, you know, for instance, you can go something as simple as this to as extravagant as some of the things on the boards behind us. So,
You know, Todd, that's an interesting point that you make. You know, people will come in and say, they're not going to have time to spend with my shade and the right height and the finial. No, you do have the time, and that's what you do here at Connecticut Lighting.
absolutely, that's what we do. You know, we have, you know, people dedicated to this area that are here and ready to help you size a shade.
There you have it. There you have it. Look, Kara, to find out more about Connecticut Lighting, head to their website at ctlighting.com or call them at 860-249-7631. There are some great things waiting for you and your lamps.
And I love that they can help you through everything. They're
I know, they're
such
so
a great
nice.
family, and they have such great expertise.